We interrupt this program for a special news bulletin.
Throws toward the corner of the end zone. It is intercepted! Intercepted! The Ducks have the ball!
To the end zone! Touchdown, Oregon! Mariota dives! Touchdown! They hand it off straight out! C.J. Verdell wins the game for Oregon!
Inside the 10! A hat-trick, a touchdown from Justin Herbert! Howard's going to run for it. Time runs out, and that'll do it! Welcome to the Big Ten, Oregon! They storm the field at Upton!
Before we get started, I want to remind everyone that this film room is presented by the Ducks Rising Collective. Ducks Rising is an organization for Oregon fans to support student athletes. If you're not a member yet, go to our site, ducksrising.com, and sign up. Membership grants you access to the Ducks Rising podcast network and exclusive content from student athletes, recruits, and alumni. We also have a thriving community through Lockerverse where fans log in and chat about recruiting news and Duck sports. Most of all, your membership will directly support Oregon athletes and help our team compete. As a reminder, once Oregon gets to conference play, the film room will be for Ducks Rising subscribers only. So you can go to ducksrising.com and sign up to become a member. You can buy in for as little as $10 a month, and 97% of your proceeds go directly to the athletes in Eugene. Again, go over to ducksrising.com today and help support the program. All right, guys. Second play of the game. House call. So they're going to run a counter concept, and a counter concept is a gap scheme play that's run away from the tight end. So this is the tight end right here. The play's run away. You're pulling someone for kick out. He's number one. And then someone's going to wrap around as number two to block the defender that's going to be over here. And sometimes it can be GT, guard tackle. This one's going to be the G and the Y. So we'll call it Y counter. Pretty simple. So again, guard kicks out the forced defender, which ends up being this guy. Then the Y is going to pull through for a defender who has this gap right here. And then we're going to have a double team, like on every gap play, a double team on the front side to a linebacker that occupies this spot right here. Back, center, blocks back. It's a very simple concept. Now, Oregon's going to add on this. What color do we want to use? Maybe go back to this. It's going to add on this guy right here. And the jet motion is only to capture the eyeballs of second level players to maybe something's happening this way. And if they just take a step here before getting back here, it's just eye candy. So we're trying to get eye violation. You can see maybe this guy's coming now because of this guy. I doubt it though. Okay. So as I mentioned, we're going to have kick out right there. So watch that guy right there. He's coming here. He's just trying to just drive this guy out of the hole. He doesn't want to get what we call bookended, right? He doesn't want to get pushed back into the hole. So it's a good block. Look at that. Very good block, right? Right there. Very good block. He gets him out. So we talked about out of the hole. Next up, is going to be the wrap. So again, we talked about there's going to be basically linebacker spots here and linebacker spot here. The double team here is going to handle this spot. This guy is going to pull around here. Now, sometimes it can be this guy who's filling this and dropping here, and he's coming out here. That's also possible. So you don't know who's going to be there. But this one sets up pretty well as this motion comes across. 5 is going to fill in here. 6 is going to fill there. So Sadiq is wrapping around for 5. Kick out here. You're going to see. So Pregnon gets him out of there, right? Gets him out of there. And Sadiq's got to do the same thing. You have to be forceful and try to get him up out of the hole, and he does that. There you go. And this is, this is like this is a hole. This is even kind of big for college. So we'll go back to the offensive line now. And they're trying. Now the center's got to go back always on a gap scheme like this when you pull. And these guys are double teaming right, up to here. Now, because he's inside right here, the tackle is going to, this guard basically has a down block himself, a one-on-one block, and this guy's going to, here he's going to shuffle, maybe hit the hip and climb. But because these guys are inside, you're going to end up forming sort of like this lane, right, where you kick out, drive these guys inside, and kind of find, it's a gap run, so it goes to one gap. It's going right there. A lot of lines drawn. So you're going to see here the right guard, good job. And the tackle is going to get a little bit on that hip. You have to hit a guy in the hip to move him. Hitting up here doesn't work. And gets him enough across, and now you're going to see the right tackle is going to just wall him off. That's all you got to do. Kind of just don't get pushed back in the hole. He doesn't do that. The backside is handled by the tackle. Easy enough. Now, on run plays, we can handle, as the blocking unit handles the box defenders, right? Those are the box defenders. They're all blocked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The question is, who handles safeties? Oh, that's wow, I got a little large. Who handles safeties? Now we got a small one. Oh boy. Can't just get the right, here we go. Who handles these guys right here? The back does. The back has to make one guy miss. And that's what we're going to see here. They take terrible angles. I mean, this is a bad angle. I don't know. Maybe he thinks he's got they both take bad angles, but back makes a miss, and we're off to the house. Strike up the band. All right, now, this reverse. Remember, what did we see earlier in that run for touchdown? I'm going to let this color. We saw G, Y, double team back, kick out. Not kick out, hinge, right? So they scored a touchdown doing this, right there. Now, they show the same action. Guard. Oh, the tight end's coming. Double team. Back. Right there. They're showing the same action and running a reverse. So look what happens to all these guys right here. Flying down. Because of what happened earlier. Look at him. So the hash is basically right here. I'm actually going to go for a little further. So he hands the ball off right there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys, actually a ninth guy, are on this side of the hash as Hale gets the ball going this direction. And that's because the sell of the run that you scored on earlier. This is how you package plays together. Now, I would argue, he's blitzing off the edge. This guy's young, but you got to try to find a way to get him. Otherwise, your job is to sort of let them think they're going to beat you this direction and then let them go inside. You want to get a little hand on them, and then all the guys inside are going to leak out to lead out on the reverse. Sadiq right here is going to start like he's coming on that play and reverse back out to make a block. So you're going to see these guys, oh no, you beat us inside. Oh, you beat us. No. And then you have 1, 2, 3, peel back. Once he makes the first guy miss, you ain't got no chance. And so now these defenders, their job is to keep this outside arm free because they got to force everything back into what they hope are defenders coming to make the play. So these guys are running out because they're supposed to. And as an offensive player, you know that as well. So your job is to just continue taking where they want to go. A lot of times when you block, you try to, defender will want to go a certain direction. That's fine. Take them where they want to go. Sometimes guys get too caught up in making sure they go just take them where they want to go. That's where they want to go. And then just ejection, eject, Sadiq, pancake, Oh, so well done. Okay, here is the touchdown, I believe. So I'll let it run so you can see what it is. It is a play action pass. It is a shot play. It is a post in concept, is a pin concept against what you're going to get cover 2. You're going to get 2 eye safeties here. You get safety here. They're going to come back. And actually what Oklahoma State is doing is inverted 2. The safety is here. He came from here. He's coming down. He's going to play as a cover 2 corner, and he's coming back here to play as a cover 2 safety. So I'll go back here for a second. So you see the safety with this motion. When he comes across, they're going to invert down, back. See? Now, what's interesting about this is I think they're trying to get to some sort of some Tampa 2 coverage, but they're doing this in a very funky way. I don't know what Oklahoma State's doing, to be honest with you. I mean, I think they're trying to play 1-2 Tampa 2 runner. That's what Tampa 2 is. So Tampa 2 takes number 3, who really is not. That's number 2 though, and runs with them up the seam. I really don't know what they're trying to do, to be honest with you, but the concept is a pin, a post, big post, and then an in coming behind that, right? So if the safeties bail out like this, and he runs with this guy, number 2, essentially, then number 1, so let's see, so here, let's do this here. If he runs with number 2, then this guy comes right in behind. And as soon as he can't run there, and these safeties, I don't know what he's doing over there. I don't really understand why he's so harshly. I mean, I guess in 2 you have to be over here, so I guess that's why he's over there, because you want one safety here, one safety there. But there's no threat on this side of the field. There's no threat. I don't really understand why he's going there, but Moore just lets it rip, man. I mean, look at this throw. Oh, it's lovely. Again, if this safety stays down a little bit, as he's doing right here, he stays high, and he doesn't run this way, and he'll beat him in a foot race anyways. That puts that target over here, which is where he threw the ball. Up front, it's a play action pass. You're selling that sort of those concepts you ran earlier, where your guard pulls. Selling play action pass. He's going to come fit here. You're going to have basically a 7-man protection, 3-man rush. So you're going to have the tight end on the D end. He's pulling for the D end. And then you're trying to have 3 for 2 inside, and then 1-on-1 here, but the back fits inside. And so if you get beat inside at all, the back's fitting there for you. And he just lets, again. So we'll stop right here. So if he's open too, by the way. So if he stayed high, and he stayed high, and he stayed super high, then he would just hit this inbreaker right there for a gain. But he doesn't. Look at this throw. Look at this. I mean, could not be any better. Great job by Moore. This podcast is sponsored by Backer. Backer is a new outerwear company founded by an Oregon alum, combining high-performance materials from the outdoor industry with a sleek Oregon look. I encourage all Duck fans to check out their amazing Oregon jackets, hoodies, hats, and more at Backer. That's BCKR.com. Use the code RISINGFREE for free expedited shipping. Again, that's RISINGFREE. With that code, 10% of all orders will go back to Ducks Rising. Check out Backer today. All right, I love this play. It's 4th down, and you drew a play for a true freshman wide receiver lined up in the backfield. So I talked about earlier, formationally, how important it is to sort of understand man versus zone. And one way to do that is motion. So you have a wide receiver, looks like a wide receiver, a tight end, a wide receiver, and a running back. So when you put a wide receiver in this spot right here, the defense has to respond a couple ways. One, if there's no adjustment and you basically have what I would imagine, I'm going to draw X's, like a linebacker here and a safety or safety there or up here, that tells you it's zone, right? But because you basically have what appears to be man coverage here with the posture, he's mirroring him, mirror. It's also 4th and 3. And a lot of times you're going to get man and a little bit of pressure in these downs. And then you have basically 1 or 2 for wherever this guy goes. He goes here, he probably peels off. He comes here this way, he probably has him. So it's a very man look. And we're going to end up having, I believe he runs off this way, and then we're going to end up having basically double ins. I think it actually is reverse. I think he goes in here, and then he comes underneath. So this is sort of your zone beater over here. Your man beater is here. So you're going to motion Perry out, and if you get the defender to follow him, that's another sign of man coverage. That's all they're doing. So there's the man coverage. Now you know right now it's a man coverage. And this is just unfair. You give him this entire head start. He's just going to go it's like a Texas route. I showed you the one last week where the running back did this. That's essentially what it is, but from a slot position. I mean, it might be an option route. Maybe he can come out here if he wants, but this guy is skating so hard in this direction. This is so easy. Just to put your foot in the ground, pop back inside, catch the ball, get a first down. I mean, come on. How easy is that? This up top is this double in concept. And maybe it's a spot concept. Maybe it's what they're doing. They're going to spot this guy. So they're going to run him here. They're going to run him up as a spot. And then they're running this little in right here. That's what they're doing. So spot, in. This is the zone side. Okay. This is the man side. And what they're doing, as I mentioned a couple times, is the triangle. Right? The West Coast triangle. Read the triangle every time. A lot of these routes, read the triangle. Moore did it. Easy out. And worth noting here that this is why he's playing, in my opinion, over Hughes. 27. Doing fantastic. So they're IDing him. You got the 4 bigs. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the middle linebacker. Now, so it's going to be something like this to him. I would argue we make what's called a 5 down call. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the back has whoever else. So it'll be him to scan either direction. It puts the 5 big guys on the 5 bigs. It's easier to do. I don't know if they didn't want to do this or they haven't put this in yet. It's advanced stuff. But nonetheless, they're all on the same page because he comes up and smacks his DN right in the mouth. And boom, right there. And that allows Moore to have more time. It's a really good job. It's just good protection, man. It's just kind of really good stuff all around. All right. This is what I want to talk about the most this week. So, I'm trying to best explain this the best I can. Ohio State last season took Downs, which I believe is number 0, who's a great safety, and used him in a hybrid mode last year to play basically in the box, right, or as a deep safety, and they allowed him to do that later in the season against Oregon by putting him in what essentially I call like the tip of the spear, the triangle of the defense in this formation. So it's too high, cover 2. It actually might be called what's called Tampa 2, where this guy runs the middle of the field for number 3. So let's just say, for sake of teaching Tampa 2, like it's 1, 2, 3 up the middle. All right, so you'd have corner right, safety, linebacker widens here. This guy up the middle would be taken by this guy. He would run with him all the way up. We saw very famously the Bears did this for so many years. Urlacher and Briggs, all those guys just running number 3 up to seam. But it's not what they're doing here. So they're running 3 safeties though. 1 safety, 2 safeties, 3 safeties. 3 safety look. And he's always going to, in this look, what they're doing, they're trying to get the best of both worlds. We know too high protects the pass, right? You have one more safety deep. And when you do too high often, you only have 2 linebackers in the box. And that's tougher to stop the run because they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and even 8 right there. Hard to do that with just 6 guys in the box. And because of cover 2, too, the linebackers tend to be a little bit wider because they got to get to the kind of this area of the field here. Well, he comes here, right? Here, down, right? Okay. And Tampa 2 obviously comes back there. So to get around this, what Ohio State did is they put downs in this spot right here, about 10 yards off the ball. There's the ball right over the center. And what this does is allows you to get the best of both worlds, where a safety can play the run or the pass, but he's not counted by the offensive line in the run game. He's too far off the ball. So the offensive line, these guys right here, would only count these 6 guys as threats in a run or pass. It's just the way it is. You're not going to, this too far off the line of scrimmage and not a known linebacker type. So what allows 31 to do, we're going to see 2 in a second, they're unblocked. They're not going to be blocked in this look. And you're going to see here, because of that, it allows 31 to just roam free to make the tackle over here. And I'm learning more about this as we go. This is a unique situation where this is just not something that's run very often in college football. You got to have 3 safeties that can do this. You can see here, I mean, it's... And so, Betcher, he's outside arm free, so he forces everything back here, and then there's no one to block him. There's no one. This is not going to happen. Boom. So I'm curious how they do this throughout the season. It's something that they're running Y counter, right? Kick out, wrap around, but they're going to double to him. He's going to wrap for him. Ends up actually wrapping like this. No one here. No one here whatsoever. No one there. So we'll show you this again now from a different formation. Same thing. From a nub in the boundary, tight end, 3 of the field. You can see here with 3 of the field, if this safety is not here, if you don't have this tip of the spear look, right, triangle look right there, you would end up having probably corner down, safety up, and then you have safety, right, like some cover 2 look like that. Linebacker would be more in here. And you have one less guy in the box. So now you have safety. It ends up being more 3 safeties again. Ends up being more manish looking than zone coverage. But you can see here, there's no one to account for this guy. They just don't account. He's not accounted for. He's unblocked. Which again, you have unblocked safeties, but a lot of time unblocked safeties come from the sky down. Not a safety who's starting 10 yards off the ball over the line of scrimmage. Over the ball, I should say. He's just unaccounted for. Bang. Like you're not, again, they're just running what is it? I guess a long trap. Right? He is going to block this linebacker over here. But there's nobody for 2. Nobody for 2. Bang. Great tackle. So I'm kind of learning about this. I don't really know what this is going to, what you call this, what it's going to be, but I mean, and one thing too, like even, this is what I think we saw this better linebacker play in general yesterday from these young guys. This is a play that he reads it like pretty well. We just didn't see this last year from some of these linebackers. And next play, did I do next play for him? Yeah, the interception. Okay. So this is like it's just like a stick concept. So they're going to run, let's focus on the bottom here. So Oklahoma State's doing the same thing where they motion him across. He's picking him up. So it's man coverage. They're going to run here, And when a wheel route's good against man coverage. And but the goal, I think, is to get him to pick the linebacker, and he doesn't pick him, so he didn't look that side. Up here, looks like double ins, stick concept, double ins and a go. And the quarterback is basically reading which window is the best. So this is the first window and the second window. And if at the snap a linebacker expands into window 1, you hit window 2. Because he's going to drive down here, he has him. If the linebacker stays right here, to me you hit window 1. And the quarterback just doesn't, the ball should go right now to that guy. Now, you can wait for window 2. There's not a problem with that. But by the time you do that, this guy is trying to drive you on the ball. So he's late. He's late to this guy anyways. Look how late. Look if he's not going to be complete anyways. You would throw to him. You would throw to 2 if he drove down fast at the snap, or he came here, or even he started here in more of a tight. If he was tighter in man and he did this and he went with them, you would hit window 2 right there. But none of that shows. And so all he's doing is watching his eyeballs. And he actually goes to take this one first. And he doesn't throw the ball. And he just continues. Look at him. Just continues. Ain't very difficult, man. Thanks, everyone, for tuning into the Ducks Rising Film Room with Geoff Schwartz. Just a reminder that this segment is part of the Ducks Rising Podcast Network, and we encourage all listeners to check out ducksrising.com. You can support content like this by subscribing to the Ducks Rising Podcast Network, rating our shows, and most importantly, becoming a member at Ducks Rising itself. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.